Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Sunshine for the Soul. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me today. If you're new here, I'm Cyndi, and I am so appreciative of you bringing your great energy and your vibes to this community. So today, you guys, a lot of big energies going on this week. We've got the Lionsgate portal closing. We've got the Sun conjunct in Venus as of the 13th. We've got Venus retrograde is continuing, and now, lo and behold, here comes the new moon in Leo on the 16th. Again, this month is really big energies. So today, like I said in my last readings, I want to start implementing a little bit of the astrology and the meanings behind these astral bodies and these planetary movements, that their energies influence our lives and give us the opportunity to utilize these energies. How convenient for the Creator to make all these cycles and bring all these energies in closer to us. That's kind of a pretty amazing concept when you think about that. But they've been hidden from us and we didn't know how to utilize them. So now that we're awakening, now that we know we're a spiritual, energetic being having a human experience, not a human having a spiritual experience, big difference between the two. Now we realize we're energy, and it's a whole new ball game on learning how to function in this 3D reality that we're in right now. So a little brief history on the new moon. It is in Leo. It's 23 degrees, and it's going to take place on the 16th at approximately 5:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The new moon, I dug into what the new moon was about. You know, we have the cliche stories and myths about new moons, but for myself, I really wanted to understand what a new moon meant. So the new moon marks the beginning of a lunar cycle. It takes approximately 29 and a half days for the moon to orbit our Earth. A new moon occurs when the moon is positioned between the Earth and the sun. So the sun and the Earth are on opposite sides of the moon. It's not a perfect alignment, or that would be a solar eclipse. That's when the moon gets in front of the sun, essentially blocks the sun. But during the new moon, the side of the moon that is facing Earth is the shadow side or the dark side. So that's why if you go outside, you'll have a pitch black night. You won't be able to see the light of the moon because it blends in with the darkness. It's the dark side of the moon, which is really interesting because, just a side note, a friend and I went up to this mountain range for the Perseids meteor shower this past weekend, and we sat in like a national park, and they played the dark side of the moon while we watched the Perseids meteor shower. It was very cool. Just Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. The moon is never continually dark or continually light. It has both day and night, but in half moon cycles. Basically, it gets 15 days of light on one side, approximately 15 days of darkness, whereas the Earth spins faster and gives us partial time of day and light every 24 hours. So what's the difference between a new moon and a full moon? That kind of intrigued me. These are opposites. When there is a new moon, we see the side of the moon that is dark, or the shadow side. So this is where there's no illumination from the sun. But when there's a full moon, we see the side of the moon that is bright or illuminated. So for the month of August, we had a full moon on August 1st. We're having another one on August 30th, 31st, which, by the way, is my birthday. Shout out to all the Virgos this month. We're getting a Virgo season. And then on the 16th, we have a new moon. So 2 full moons and a new moon in the month of August for 2023. These are big energies, you guys. This is a side note too, is that the moon, according to the Farmer's Almanac, shares its origins from the Latin word metri, which means to measure, and mensis, which means month. This is where kind of a female gender's menses cycle comes from. But the lunar cycle has an impact on human reproduction, in particular fertility, menstruation, and birth rate, which is very interesting. Like, those energies are directly connected with us biologically. Melatonin levels appear to correlate with a woman's menstrual cycle. We know that lunar cycles affect human biology by also influencing our sleep cycles, that melatonin that our body naturally produces. We know it affects human minds emotionally and psychologically. I was a charge nurse on an Alzheimer's memory care unit. I had 28 clients, and I can tell you right now, when we had full and new moons, things were batshit crazy. And when you're in healthcare, don't even talk about it. But it's kind of like a myth and kind of funny. It's a full moon. Wow, things are going to be nuts tonight. But the reality is the energies are so increased that the mind of an Alzheimer's patient would be very sensitive to those changes in energy. So that's why those evenings got a little hairy-carry, all right? That's all I'm going to say. So we know now and understand that not only does the energy of the moon pull the oceans and cause the tides, but we know it affects us on an emotional level. We know that it affects us on a physical level, and we also know that it affects us on a spiritual level. So the new moon represents the beginning of a new chapter. Opportunities and situations may pop up during a new moon and be incredibly meaningful and reveal opportunities just right for you to pick. It connects us with our intuition and our emotions. And in tarot, the moon card is number 18, and that symbolizes things hidden below the surface, secrets, or things we cannot see. So the moon's energy, we become more in touch with our intuition. We can see things clearly, intuitively, rather than relying on what we see in the 3D with our physical eyes, opposed to using our intuition, which is our third eye. So this new moon, which is in Leo, is the opportunity to spiritually connect us, to bring us joy, happiness, self-love. It can reconnect us to our life's true purpose according to our natal birth chart and that blueprint we designed for this experience we are having here on Earth. This is a time for manifestation. It's a time for setting intentions, and it's time for writing a new chapter or just throwing it out and writing a whole new book. It is up to us. See you over there. Alrighty there, Ophiuchus. Let's pull some cards for you. I'm doing one card for the general energy. We're taking a look at what's ending in the past, what's beginning in the future, and then what the universe has to say about this energy that we pulled tonight. First card out is the biggest energy in our reading, and we've got the Knight of Wands. Now this is a knight, he's passionately charging into battle. You see he's dressed in his best, in his formal attire for riding into battle. I noticed the pyramids are in the background, and to me that symbolizes like the historical importance of the action that this divine masculine energy is taking. He looks like he is well prepared. He's got this determined look on his face, which shows he is wanting to be successful in this endeavor, in this battle. And I clarified the Knight of Wands with the Three of Pentacles. Now there are different levels of experience that can be brought into a collaboration, and this is saying that you get the best result when we are pulling our experiences and skills together. Now threes in tarot represent the successful completion of a goal. So what this tells me is that as this Knight of Wands is charged forward, his plans have been worked out and set to take this action, to move into the future. So far we've got action, and we've got the plans have been set. They're in stone right now. So what's ending, from the past with this Knight of Wands now? And you understand that I don't read for gender, so they're just energies. So what is ending from the past is the Temperance in the reverse, clarified by the Ace of Swords. So the Temperance in the reverse is their patience to sit around and not do anything has ran out. And the Ace of Swords says that they are taking this action because they want to speak their truth. They are done being patient. And I got one more card on what's ending, and I've got the Knight of Swords. So now we've got two knights. And with that Ace of Swords, this is reiterating that this is a knight who is taking action because he wants to speak his truth. He's planned it. He's ready for it. He's dressed. He's showered. He smells good. And he is charging forward. He's run out of patience. And he, with his sword held high up, I guess that symbolizes your dedication to his purpose and his mission. This knight is on fire. You see a lot of red in the cards too, so he's very passionate to go speak his truth. All right, I get excited with these tales. So that which is just beginning for this knight. Let's see, Ophiuchus, are you the knight, or do you have a knight in your life? This is a double powered Knight of Wands and Swords, and they have made their plans, right? He's taking action. He's grown impatient. He's determined to follow his purpose and his mission. And we've got a 9 of Wands saying, once again, he is ready to fight. It's just reinforcing the message. What's beginning is he's riding into battle. The 9 of Wands is, 9s are about endings and completions. And he has discovered that he has found something to fight for. He has found something in his life that is worth going to battle for. So the next card out I pulled is the number 9, the Hermit card. So we've got 2 9s, like 9-9. So we're asking, what is just beginning? What can we see going ahead in the future? And this is this knight taking action. He's got a plan. He's ready to fight. He's lost patience. He's found something so important that he's willing to go to battle. And this is the Hermit card. This is Virgo energy. So he may be possibly fighting for a Virgo, possibly. All right, let me pull one more card. And I've got the 2 of Wands here. So this is a circus performer walking on a tightrope very precariously on one foot, kind of like everything is hanging in the balance. He's planned this out and repeating that message of the 3 of Pentacles. He's turned an idea into a realistic plan. And interesting enough, in my readings that have been going on this past week that I've released for the new moon, we had, like, I think the Aries reading, and it had a character that had 1 foot in, and then we had a Libra reading, and then they had 2 feet in, and now we've got an Ophiuchus reading, and it's like they're taking action, they planned, there's progression, there's forward movement with possibly a Virgo. I don't know how else to take that Hermit. It doesn't fit other than, I mean, it's got an old man on it, so I don't, he could be going towards someone that has been in isolation, someone that has not really been out in the public, someone that's been keeping to themselves, but it does show strong Virgo energy. So, universe, what is your take on this lovely little situation we have going on here? And I've got the 2 of Cups in the reverse. What it looks like to me is that this knight, right, he's taking action. Doesn't really say where he's going until now we've got the 2 of Cups, which is, normally soulmate connection. This is a union. This is coming together. But originally, because it's in the reverse, they had repelled each other, like 2 magnets of opposite polarity. Instead of coming together, they were like, boom, they just bounced off of each other and went their separate directions, which is curiously kind of the twin flame journey of, repelling each other until you can balance out your internal divine feminine and masculine. And then once you've done that internally, then you can balance things out with your twin flame. Just a side note on that. But this says that there was no union. The universe is saying, they repelled each other. And the fact that they didn't communicate worsened this cycle. That's what that says. Doesn't say who communicated, who didn't, but the communication was definitely a problem. And then I've got the 10 of Cups. And now this night, he wants it all. The universe is saying they may have repelled each other in the past, but now he sees what there is. You take your 5 cups, I take my 5 cups, we join them together. When you're connected in union with somebody that is at your same spiritual level and you're on the same page, what you could co-create together is amazing. That's power couple stuff. That's what the twin flames are supposed to be coming into union for, is to set the example of unconditional love in our unions in the 5D and in the 4D. So the twin flames play a very big role. All right, universe. So they repelled each other. They magnetically did what, if they were twin flames, what they would do. They'd meet, activate each other, then repel each other to go do their healing, to balance out their internal divine masculine and feminine, to have their spiritual awakening so that they grow, they become healthy, they slide into their life purpose. I mean, healing is a constant practice, but a large chunk of healing is done after activation. This 10 of Cups is on the horizon, and I ask the universe, me, and will this knight get his 10 of Cups that he has so diligently planned for? We see the action, we see what happened in the past, we see the planning has happened, like lots of cards of action, and I've got the Hangman in the reverse. And the universe is saying that depends on if he's willing to ultimately surrender to his greatest and highest good, or is he going to keep everything on hold? If he keeps the situation hanging in suspense any longer, he'll never have his 10 of cups. That's the universe is saying. So if you're stagnant and you're not taking a move, then nothing's going forward. The energy is just circling and you can't get out of it. So you're in this like suspense, which is what the Hangman is all about. So will he get his 10 of cups? And the universe is basically saying he has free will. He has the free will to take the action, to come into a situation where there was no union, where there was no communication. The universe is saying there's nothing stopping him whatsoever other than following his heart's desire and following his higher self and what it's instructing him to do. In every decision we make in our lives, and every choice or every adventure we want to have, the universe gives us free will. That's a universal law as a soul, that we have free will no matter what realm we're in, whether it's the 3D, the 4D, or the 5D. That is innate, built into us, and the universe gives us the opportunity to choose what we'd like to experience, to choose what path we'd like to take. And that's exactly what the universe is saying here. You want to surrender, you have an opportunity. If you feel this is the right thing to do and you choose it, taking action is definitely better than staying in stuck energy. And that's what we've got tonight for you. Interesting enough, Ophiuchus, you're all about the knights and the aces. And I just looked at this reading overall, and I kind of put in the side note, we've got action, plans have been set, they're done being patient, racing in to speak their truth, right? They're ready to fight, they're ending cycles, they're completing cycles, possibly headed towards a Virgo. There's a lot hanging in the balance of this realistic plan that's been set in motion. And the universe says you may have repelled each other in the past. The communication definitely made things worse. But if you want your 10 of Cups, it's something you're going to have to step out in faith. You're going to have to take action. You're going to have to go after it. You have the free will to choose any experience you want to have. And that's the bottom line on this one, Ophiuchus. If you enjoyed this reading and this resonated with you, please smash that like button. That helps our channel grow so that other people can hear these messages. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. And thank you for bringing your beautiful energy to this community. And I hope you have a great weekend. Peace.